Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I want to do a reading on Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley was our representative in the UN, and she has just recently resigned that post, and she was with the president, I think it was yesterday, and he was singing her praises and such. But it's kind of unusual that she would leave right before the midterms. Not so unusual if she had left after the midterms. And so there is something going on there that we're probably not seeing, so what else is new? But I kind of want to see where, why she, what the situation in her life is right now that might have precipitated this particular choice on her part. And so let's see. I'm shuffling right now. So I want to thank you for all your comments and all the new subscribers. Welcome. I hope that we can continue to have this relationship, and it's a little bit of a challenge for me to come out of this proverbial tarot closet, as it were. I've been doing tarot for years, studying for years, and actually doing it for people. But to come out on the world stage like this is a little probably the only reason I did it was because I was inspired to do it. So, alright, I'm almost done shuffling on Nikki Haley, and I'm picturing her sitting on that yellow chair with that bright purpley suit she had on. It was very bright. Everything was very bright. So, and I do try to read people's expressions and stuff, but I don't know. So let's see what's going on with Nikki. So I'm shuffled up. I'm going to use the Connolly Deck. There we go. I love the pictures. It's beautifully colorful. I'm not going to put I'll bring the cards up for you. Alright, I'm cutting them now. Okay, so her immediate environment. Whoops. Oh, it's a Fool. Okay. So this is about new choices. And it's interesting that I would use this deck because in this Fool card, we see that the Fool is standing there and the Fool is at the crossroads and deciding what direction that they want to go in. And so I feel as though this is a leap of faith on her part. It's either going to pan out big or it's going to be a foolish choice. But of course, I don't really believe that any choice is necessarily foolish. They're choices, in that, we make them and then we walk the path that we choose. So, all right, let's see the crossing card here. The Queen of Cups. So the challenge here is, well, this could be a number of challenges. I will say this, I don't know all that much about Nikki Haley. I know that she, is a neocon, I guess, and she's, she's pretty opinionated when it comes to America's place in the world. So, but as a challenge, the Queen of Cups, I feel as though this could be motherhood. She could feel challenged. Perhaps she made the choice because she missed her family. I know she has kids. I think a boy and a girl, and they're young. And it's interesting. I think it was the Prime Minister of New Zealand was in the UN, and she brought her baby to the floor of the UN, the first time a baby's been to the floor of the UN. And I don't know, maybe that affected Nikki, but that was just a passing thought. So there's a couple of things with this card. As I've been doing readings about what's going on, this card has often come up as Christine Blasey Ford, and then just in general, the energy of the women's empowerment movement, women coming up into the world and taking their places of power. So quite frankly, I think this card might mean that she was tired of being, perhaps this is a harsh word, a lackey for Trump, and wants to take the power on herself. She wants to have more power she wants to wield more power, and she wants to wield it as a woman. And that's difficult at best in the Trump administration, I think. What's at the root of this? We have the King of Swords. Well, a lot of times the King of Swords comes up as Mueller, or this is an energy of taking authority, okay? So if it's not the Mueller investigation, which I don't really think she has anything to do with, excuse me, I'm just going to sip of coffee. I believe that at the root of this is her need to become an authority in her own life, quite frankly. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Ace of Wands. This is a new creative idea. So she has been thinking about this. Whether Trump has known it for 6 months or not is another question. There is talk of her running in 2020 in the primary. And again, having a woman run against Trump would be an interesting primary to have. But this is not a new idea. She has thought about this before. And what's in the sky? We have the Moon. The Moon is it's a card about emotions. So there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of and perhaps she's hooking into the feminine, to the emotions of the feminine. But the Moon can also be obfuscation. It could be a sense of not seeing everything. Things are hidden. There's a certain amount of lunacy. This could be the general environment, lunacy, right? I mean, that's not hard to believe. But this is also a feminine energy, and so there is this sense of sort of hooking into the rising feminine. And I guess the Republicans need women in positions of power if they expect to live past this presidency, quite frankly. And this is the immediate environment. It's the Ace of Swords. This is the Ace of Truth. But this is also about taking an action. And once you take an action, you can't go back. Like, once you make the choice, you can't go back to the other choice because you made the choice. And so she has made her choice, and she, I believe, is going to move forward on that choice. And we might actually find out why. There might be there might be a specific reason that we'll find out about, because the Ace of Swords is the sword of truth. I'm sorry I keep drinking. I probably should have just had my coffee before I started this. This is how it's seen from the outside. And we have the Materialism card, or the Devil card. This card is, we see the figure here, and she is chained to the 4 elements. And then behind her we have the rainbow, and behind that we have the same figure, only brighter. And so I see this as the rainbow bridge, and this as the higher self, and this as the lower self chained. And I feel as though people have seen her sort of chained to the Trump administration. As to whether she agreed with them or not, she had to sort of go the party line. So people see her in a position where she doesn't have a lot of latitude to sort of make her own mind and say what she needs to say. And I think there was, and I don't know the exact incident, but I do remember her speaking out of turn with the Trump administration, and she did get some flack for it, but she did speak up. So she is a woman who's got her own mind, for sure. This is the domestic situation. We have the card of celebration. Of all that I don't generally like, the Nine of Cups as a card. Usually the imagery is disturbing to me. There's a sense of self-satisfaction with that. But in this deck, I don't feel that. I feel like this is truly a celebration. And there's a sense here of somebody attempting to share what he has instead of show you what he has. This is actually somebody who's willing. You know, in the other decks, the cups are behind the guy, and it's almost like, look at all my cups. I have the biggest cups ever. Aren't these the greatest cups? These are the best cups with the best wine. But here we have this person sharing the wine, sharing the cups. So I feel like domestically there's a celebration. So I feel like in her domestic situation there's some relief and there's some celebration. You know, we got through this and let's go on to the next thing, kind of thing. Hopes and fears. We have the Five of Pentacles, of course. She hopes that this will uncover her potential. We have this woman here. She has the gate. And what's interesting about this gate is that it's ajar and she's about ready to open it. The Five of Pentacles generally is not a good card. It's usually a card of loss, but in this deck it's not so much. And so it takes a certain leap of faith, which we saw in the first card, the Fool card, to sort of walk through the gate without really seeing where you're going, but feeling like you need to go there. And we have some inspiration from the angels there. So she's, you know, of course, whenever you make a big move like this, you commit, but there's always that idea that maybe you made the wrong decision, but or maybe you made the right decision. Hopes and fears, right? Outcome, we have a change of fortune. So this was a destined time for her. This was her time to make a move. I feel like it was a good move for her. I really do. And it's certainly going to change things for her. I haven't looked at her chart and I don't know her numbers. It would be an interesting study to see where she's at in all of that. But yeah, so that's exciting. Okay, so good for you, Nikki. Good for you. Now let's look at the bottom of the deck and see what's like sort of underneath it all. And we have the Knight of Wands. And so I really feel this is somebody on a quest. So I do believe that she did this in part I have this sense of if not now, then when, and if not me, then who. That's what I get with these cards. A real sense of she has seen her time, and this is her time to take up her staff and get on her horse and go on the quest, and go on a quest that inspires her. That idea that she had in the past. It's very possible she'll run for office. She'll run against Trump. And I think maybe she wanted to do that before the midterms, when he was still in power, as a sense of like, look, he was still in power and I made this choice. And I made this choice because I'm a woman and I want to take on the structures of power in my womanhood. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm being clear. So that's what I feel. I feel like this was a personal choice for her. It was thought out. It has taken a leap of faith. It takes a lot of courage. Hey, it takes a lot of courage to be out there. It takes a lot of courage to be out there and be a woman. And especially if you are going against, the power structures that are. Although she is quite in alignment with, as far as I understand it, with the way they think anyway, as far as where she wants to go with stuff. Maybe not how they treat women, certainly. But yeah, so good for you, Nikki. We'll see what happens, right? So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and comment below, and subscribe if you want, and I will see you again. I have a couple of readings. I had a request for looking at the economy, and then of course there's some races that I will look at as we get closer. I know we're pretty close to the midterm, so it will be interesting. I do have a couple of videos that I have, one on Beto and one on Ted Cruz, and I have them on the midterms for the House and the Senate. If you want to take a look at those, I did those a little while back before the whole Kavanaugh thing actually blew up, or as the Kavanaugh thing was blowing up, I should say. I did them right around the same time as that. So we'll see what happens. But all right, I'll see you again soon. Bye.